Alright, let's have a look at the manifold pressure and the propeller of the Beta 8 or 8 point something with the new file, aircraft file I got. Okay, so I'm ready to start up. So this is the maximum pressure I can get, just shy of 29 inches, 1,000 feet above sea elevation. Sea level. Oh, that needs to come on. Beacon. There we go. This is going to be behaving much better with the reality expansion pack because the manifold pressure will, at low idle, will be coming up again. Anyways, let's see here what's happening here now. Okay, so full power gets me so actually I get full RPM at say 27 inches. That's reasonable. That's basically what I expect. So now the propeller's at full fine pitch, and when I add more power, the propeller compensates for the added power by going slightly more coarse. Let's see, if I pull, stick back, will that hold my nose down? Yes. So now it behaves as I expect, so I could be moving, so that works, so that file I got was fixing that. However, have a look at this. So the way this works, unless I'm entirely mistaken here, the oil pressure in the engine is being used when you pull the propeller to change the angle of the blades. So when I pull back, I'd expect to see the oil come down, as you see, but I would expect it to come back to, a reasonable 2400 RPM, for example, oil pressure. Let's see what kind of oil pressure I do get. Why don't I? It's kind of weird. I'm using also a hardware controller for the, but let's just leave that out of it for now. Let's try to pull it back to 2400 RPM. 80 psi. Let's see how far I have to pull before it gets down an appreciable amount. Okay, so at around 2000 it will start creeping down into the 70s. Okay. So the oil that is being pulled into the propeller, it seems like it's getting stuck there. I could pull this back and pull it back and pull it back and pull it back and pull it back, and it will just go away. Until now, it will start fighting with itself. And at around 0, now the blade is going completely flat. So now it's even above red line because of this. And at the far edge, it'll pop back to some weird place. So this behavior is not right, and I don't think. Yeah, I'm not sure what it comes from, why it's like that. Anyway, let's take it off and see how the propeller does in the air. Well, the plane is fantastic for stall. It's so quick and it's so powerful. It's basically a helicopter. I mean, I could fly. Yeah, you just climb straight up. This is going to be so much fun. So I would expect now to have full. So let's see here what it does. If I pull power, it should remain at full RPM, even at a lower manifold pressure. That's because the airspeed of the plane is pushing the propeller. So I can increase the speed and lower the manifold pressure as I'm doing, and it will remain. Okay, this is not what it did previously when I did the testing. So I might have had part of the beta 2 or whatever the old thing I had was in there. And but anyway, this is exactly as expected. Now it's starting to come down, so now it's good. What it can do now because the propeller is now basically flat. Now it's at its full fine pitch. No, it's not. It's at its end of where it can travel. So when if I push now, it should have kind of gone past full. So maybe the governor is too quick, or maybe it is quick in this plane. I don't know. Usually these planes, constant speed propellers will overshoot the RPM if you just suddenly give it a lot of power like this. Let's see what it does with the... Yeah, no change there. But here's the fun thing though, because I can do this trick with the propeller lever here. Let me do a dive here. I'm going to lean a little bit to get even more power. Then I'm going to pull this so that I have 0 oil pressure, and now the propeller blades will be forced to go into the finest pitch, which will get me a lot of RPM, maybe 3,000, maybe even more. Yes, not a happy engine. So now it's basically a fixed pitch propeller in the fine pitch way it's behaving now. So now you have all the power of over redline, but the engine is not going to be happy about that. So anyways, so there are some things that needs to be fixed. This oil pressure thing is not supposed to be staying low like this. So that tells me that there's some kind of reservoir of oil in the propeller that is stealing all the oil from the engine, and so it should come down like this, but it should come back again to something like the pressure it was before. I'd say exactly the pressure it was before, but you know, then it might be different. Anyways, otherwise I think it's fantastic plane. I love it. It's going to be much fun taking this into the to the bush. I'm guessing, by the way, that these slats are fixed. They're not moving. I can check that actually. Well, not moving with the flaps. So, anyways. Thanks for letting me ramble on, and happy stalling.